All right, we are back. Guess what? On what? Turbo build. Probably said it in the description. But we have our air box from Tony. This thing is sweet. Let me flip the camera around. And look at this thing. Super rad. Now the only thing I hope is that I give him the right dimensions. We have some hoses to hook things up. So this is our intake, charges the box and then blast it out of there. We are gonna have to drill and tap a couple little things so we can charge or pressurize the carburetors and probably the top of the float bowl, or not the float bowl, the slide. I might do that later, just in case we don't need to, because this turbo is probably not gonna make that much boost. So what are we doing today? I'm going to try to fit this on to there. Probably first I'm going to clean up in there, degrease it, and just make it look better. It's kind of greasy in there right now. So we'll get working on that, and we'll work on fitting that on here. So yeah. I'm just going to get going. We'll get some work done on this guy. And sorry it's been so long since we got our last video up, but I'm excited to get going on this guy. So I think I'm just going to leave it on the ground here and not put it up just because, I don't know, I'm lazy, I guess. So wouldn't it be fun to rip this, have this rip in for this winter, take it out at night or something? Oh, do I put the sticker off his sled on there? All right, well, I'll set up the camera and we'll get going. All right, as you can see here, we have our air box on, which is amazing. I just have radiator hose I use for that. Anyways, this is gonna go, I mean, I'll put a pipe in between, but this will be our turn to come up here for to connect to our turbo. We'll probably have to use this as well, coming from the turbo up. So I can't remember what I covered, what you remember. Cut the muffler. Didn't know that there was a pipe running inside of this, so I cut the end of the pipe off. So I do need to think. I may need to trim this off and re-weld and cut back. There's like a little heat shroud around it or something. Cut that back so I can weld the pipe back on and hopefully fold that back over, weld that back on. But I kind of want to get the turbo a little bit figured out. I was kind of thinking about it earlier. So I'm going to mount it here, and I mean, you know, obviously it'll be mounted onto the pipe. And then, so it'll be mounted like this. I got to clock the turbo here. And then, obviously we have to run oiling lines, and I want to build a support to hold the turbo up. Probably run it off of that bolt, or this, you know, something up from there to here. That way we can have more support. holding our turbo on, but it actually almost lines up perfectly with the exhaust. So probably just weld this onto here and dump it out. So we'll just boom, boom, and then this will come here, shoot over. So yeah, I'm gonna clock our turbo and then probably start working on the pipe, I guess, because I want that solid before, because then we have to weld this flange onto the pipe. So I'll pull that apart and get working. So first I want to clock the turbo, make sure we don't need to make any changes to it. I may trim off, there's like a little weld there, I may grind that down just so I can get a little bit further away from the brake. I suppose I could, and maybe I'll just do that. Just want to trim I don't want the wastegate, I guess that's what that is, hitting the brake. So we'll keep working. So I'll probably clock the turbo first, and then we'll get working on the pipe. So I'll probably stop after I've clocked the turbo. So we'll go on that. Hey, really quick, I'm working on putting the turbo on this sucker. So the wastegate won't open with just this one on. Do I need to run both of these, or do I just dome right there so it can open? Sorry, dome right there so it can open. Trying to figure out for it so that I can mount that up. All right, the turbo is clocked. Got to figure out about this. If I can run it there, maybe I'll just have a little piece of metal go from there to there and bolt it in. Yeah, so now I'm just figuring out how to hook it on. So I'm gonna pull the pipe off and I think weld that up first. So we'll get working on that. All right, I don't know how much more I can mess up on this pipe, but just trying to cut off that outer piece there, and I cut the end of the pipe off. So I think I'm gonna do is cut this off, weld the pipe to there, because there's the inside pipe. Weld that on there, and then I'll weld this back onto the pipe. I'll have to take that weld off, but yeah. Learning a lot about these 440 pipes. Anyways, get back to it. I should have cut it there. Well, it's fine. All right, we'll get working. Okay, I have to head in for the night, but I got this all prepped. I kind of wanted to mark it. I don't know if it matters because it's a pipe, but I figured it might cut most likely wasn't super straight. So got it marked where it came apart. So there was a little bit of a weld on there I could see. So I'll weld it up. Well, that'll be happening next, I'm sure. Welding that up, and once we get that welded up, put the pipe back on. So if you don't know about two-stroke pipes, this is my understanding. I mean, the gases all obviously come down, but sound also goes down, hits the end of the cone, bounces back, and creates pressure so that the engine can run. So that's why I'm trying to be as careful as I can not to mess with the cone. And I don't know, my guess is this has something to do with it, because it, you know, getting the exhaust out. So I messed it up, but I think I'll be able to fix it. So yeah, I mean, that's what this thing's all about, is figuring that out, figuring out how to work on this stuff. So got the turbo clocked. I think I do need to run both of these plates so that the wastegate can open it, because with just this out one, it wasn't able to open. So this way we'll get good flow through the wastegate. And then as soon as that's done, or as soon as the pipe is done, I'll tack this on and then weld this outer bracket piece onto the pipe, and then we can start running. And then so weld that on, and then I'll either finish the hot side, so I'll weld the exhaust pipe on to here, and then we can start working on the cold side, which I'm probably gonna have to go get some pipe to match these. And then we'll start the tuning process. So, or what do you want to call it? Running some of the other hoses. And then I need to run the oil too. So, gosh, I forgot about that a little bit. But I'm concerned about the turbo hitting on here. So maybe we'll have to trim that a little bit. I don't know. I also don't necessarily want to do that. So we'll see what has to happen. What is this? Oh, it's just a breather tube. So yeah, we'll see what has to happen for the turbo to fit in. Then once it's all together, if it actually works, then maybe I'll clean this engine up and clean this sled up. It needs a new seat. Maybe I'll put like a different seat on. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyways, yeah. So I'll be back